So we're going to look at how to operate with rational exponents. And rational exponents really just means fractions. So how do we operate and deal with exponents that are fractions? So if we're going to let a to the 1/nth power be an nth root of a, and m is some positive integer, we have these properties below here. So if we're trying to rewrite something either from exponential to radical form or radical form to exponential, we can rewrite them in these following ways. So what happens is if you guys have a to the mnth power, the denominator becomes the index of your radical and the numerator becomes the power. The base is what's going to go on inside that radical or underneath the radical. So following those same rules, if you guys have a negative exponent that's a fraction, you're going to do the same thing. The numerator will become the power, the denominator will become the index, but it's actually going to be in the bottom of your fraction because you need to make that mn positive. So let's look at number 2 and number 3. So if we look at number 2, I'm going to rewrite this with my base of 16 being underneath or inside the radical. My denominator of 2 will become the index, and it will be to the third power. So the idea is that you guys simplify what's in parentheses first. So the square root of 16, and you don't necessarily need that 2 there, but if you guys want to write it, you can. The square root of 16 becomes just 4, but that cubed power is still out there. So 4 cubed becomes 64. So just like when something has a power of 1, we've talked about this, if you don't have an index, you guys have to know that it's an index or a root of 2, even if you don't see the 2 there. So when we have a negative exponent, the same idea, it's just that we're going to put it in the denominator to make it positive first. So 1 over 32 to the 3/5. Then we can rewrite that in radical form because remember, from unit 1, we can't have exponents that are fractions or negative. So we're going to write the 5th root of 32 cubed. Now, if we reference our power sheet, you guys can see that if we're looking for the 5th root, if we go over to where our 5th root column is, right here, and we find 32, the 5th root of 32 is 2. So that's how we use that power sheet if we don't have a calculator or if we can't use a calculator. So the 5th root of 32 is 2, so that's what's going to be inside of our parentheses. And now we're going to have 1 over 2 cubed, and 2 times 2 times 2, or 2 cubed, is 8.